Each week, we'll give you 3 players that are moving up and down the Dynasty Startup Superflex rankings. I'm Alan Seslowsky, and thanks for tuning in to Roster Watch. The first player we're going to talk about today is Matt Ryan, the quarterback on the Atlanta Falcons, age 35, currently falling down our Dynasty Startup rankings. His previous rank was quarterback 17. We've updated his ranking to quarterback 25 in Superflex leagues. First, let's take a look at Matt Ryan's recent seasonal ranking history. Going back to 2018, his age 33 season, he was quarterback 3, a top 5 finish. In his age 34 season in 2019, he dropped to quarterback 9. Still, great, top 10 finish. In 2020, last season, he fell out of the QB1 range down to quarterback 13. Matt Ryan is going to be heading into his age 36 season. Sometimes the case is quite simple. Let's not overthink this one. Though Matt Ryan has been a rock-solid quarterback for over a decade, it's time to bail on him in your startup Dynasty Superflex leagues. His startup ADP is quarterback 12. Atlanta has hired new head coach Arthur Smith and presumably is about to remake the Falcons' offense. Atlanta currently owns pick 4 overall in the NFL draft, and credible mock drafts have Atlanta taking a quarterback in that spot. In today's climate, quarterbacks picked inside the top 10 of the real NFL draft don't sit for a year like they once did 15 years ago. After elite quarterbacks are off the board, we advise drafting a quarterback 2 in your Dynasty startup drafts that have job security. Players going later than Matt Ryan that we prefer at ADP are Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, and even Tom Brady. All of these players are locked in as starters in 2021 and have a better projected chance to start than Ryan in 2022. The second player we're going to talk about is James Robinson, the 22-year-old running back on the Jacksonville Jaguars, currently slightly falling down our Dynasty startup rankings. Previous rank was running back 13. We've moved him down slightly to running back 17. Now, let's get this straight. We still love James Robinson. RosterWatch co-founder Byron Lambert was the first football analyst to identify James Robinson as a future fantasy asset after he visited Jaguars camp back in 2020. Prior to Leonard Fournette's release, Lambert was the only one who was not surprised that James Robinson finished as a top 5 runner in 2020. One of our favorite eye-popping stats about Robinson is that his last season at Illinois State, he had more rushing yards than the rest of the team had rushing and passing yards combined. The case to be cautious on Robinson is as follows. His lack of draft pedigree, he was an undrafted free agent. Everything went perfect for Robinson in 2020. What happens if he fumbles twice in a game? Or if he has 3 mediocre games of production? Does new head coach Urban Meyer stick with him or trot out another runner to spark the team? The Jaguars will add a running back 2 and 3 to the running back room. There is an abundance of free agent runners that have resumes of production. Players like James Conner, Kenyon Drake, Todd Gurley, and even Jamal Williams will be on the market. None of these players are a threat to take over as the starter, but can be irritating committee backs. And last, the Jaguars could draft a running back in the 2nd or 3rd round of the upcoming NFL draft. We're not predicting any of these concerns will come true, but they are something to keep in mind. Robinson is a fine draft pick that can produce again just like he did in 2020 in 2021. But there are safer options in the RB12 to RB15 range, including Antonio Gibson, Josh Jacobs, and even Austin Eckler. The third and final player we're going to talk about today is Gus Edwards, the age 25 running back on the Baltimore Ravens, currently rising up our Dynasty rankings. Previous rank, RB40. Current updated rank, RB32. Heading into last year's Dynasty startup season, Ravens running back Gus Edwards was drafted outside of the top 200 players. An aging Mark Ingram along with then rookie J.K. Dobbins were the preferred options of most drafters. Though Ingram was 30 years old, he was coming out of a 2019 season where he was very useful for fantasy, buoyed by his 15 touchdowns that season. In 2020, Gus Edwards doubled Mark Ingram's rush attempts and firmly became the team's thumper. Edwards is a restricted free agent, which means the Ravens can match any deal that another team offers Gus Edwards. The Ravens have signaled that they intend to do just that. Edwards finished as the RB37 in 2020 with an uncertain role to open up the season. It's logical to bump him up the ranks with a projectable workload in 2021 and likely 2022. He's in the prime of his career, and though he's not a player that has weekly winning upside, he is a secure RB3 with some touchdown equity. Okay, Roster Watch Nation, that's it for today. Remember to like and subscribe to get notifications when we go live, and leave us a message in the comments. We will comment back. Until next time, goodbye.